What's the word, NBA basketball fans? Y'all already know I said yo, 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 because it's normally Bobby right here. But Bobby been taking care of business. Hey, the Golden State Warriors are on the brink of being eliminated by the Los Angeles Lakers. Jordan Poole and Klay Thompson have yet to show up in this series, mostly Jordan Poole. But Klay Thompson got some work to do as well. We're going to talk about these guys right after this.
Welcome to the number one place for your daily basketball news and analysis, NBA Central.
All right, welcome to another episode of NBA Central. We got Steve O Speaks and Big Bro in the building right off the top. If y'all like what y'all hearing, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, share all that good stuff. As long as you don't hit that exit button, we all good over here. We appreciate y'all for rocking with us today, man. We are here to talk about the Golden State Warriors and specifically Klay Thompson and Jordan Poole. Steve O. Jordan Poole got that bag, got him some ice spice in his life, and it's been right ever since he got stolen on in practice, bro.
Bro, it knocked some screws loose. The Sonic coin's been knocked out. I don't know what's going on, but like, yeah, ever since last year, he just hasn't been the same. And he got paid, and he didn't have a terrible year, and then he's following up with another terrible playoff performance.
Yeah, I mean, you got to feel like my man's been smelling himself a little bit, and he probably was doing so last season. And I don't know, man. This series, he's averaging about 20 minutes, but he's only giving the Golden State Warriors 35% from the field, 31% from three, no free throws, really. Couple of rebounds. His assist numbers are up. He's averaging about 4.3 assists to two turnovers in this series, but only 8 points for Jordan Poole coming off the bench, man. And that's what they need. They need him to come off the bench and be that spark plug that's going to give you more to like 15 points a game. 8 points a game is not going to cut it.
It's not, and that's the reason why they taking minutes away. If he's not scoring, he's not doing nothing else. He's just a liability. So that's why he's losing a lot of points. That's why you starting to see a little bit of more of Gary Payton the third out there.
The
That's
second.
why. I mean the second. You also seeing a lot of DiVincenzo. You also seeing Moody. So
Yep. Young Moses Moody, 19, 20 years old out there
yep,
getting tick.
yeah, and it's all because he's not doing his job. And I've been saying this since the whole year. Like I don't know what's gotten into him. He's not playing the same way. Like you said, he might be smelling himself. He's he's on all over social media with stupid memes and everything. So he it's a lot of attention and a lot of light on him right now. So and you're supposed to be bridging the gap between the young and the old players in that organization, and you're not doing so. So you need to start getting together because you're looking real replaceable right now.
And the thing is, like, is he replaceable though? Because they just gave him a bag, and we already know how this new CBA make it real difficult to
I
move
mean,
move some of these players. And then if we're looking at a situation where there's going to be a changing of the guard eventually, right? And Draymond is most likely on his way out if he doesn't opt into this contract. Is Clay's contract is probably more tradable than Jordan Poole's at the moment. So who knows? But speaking of Klay Thompson, I wouldn't say that he's been completely absent in this series, but last night he had a brutal game. 3 for 9 from the field, taking bad shots, in highly contested shots at that. And honestly, it looks like he needs to be shooting more threes because he's only shooting 42% from the field in this series, but he's shooting 44% from three.
yeah, he's just not himself. It just he's not playing like himself. He's almost look like he's forcing it at times. And it all goes back to also I don't think they're running the right type of things because they're not just most of the time they didn't like last night they didn't feed into the pick and roll. Even if you look at that last play with Draymond went towards the paint, jumped up and caused a turnover. The reason that play didn't work is because it was miscommunication between Wiggins and him. They was too close together, so it was so easy for AD and Bron to read it. And
Well, they read the play before they even started to run the play. They knew that it was going to be a fake handoff to Curry, and they're trying to get Klay Thompson open in the corner. LeBron and AD had already communicated what the
Yeah.
play was, and they were just ready for it. And
But
honestly,
but the thing is, even ready or not, though, they still didn't execute it good enough because starting by the time he was under the basket, Clay was still at the elbow. He wasn't in the corner. So
mhm.
when you don't have that much of a gap, they just made up. Not only did they know, they was in already in position to steal the ball. So it's like it was just bad all around.
And then you're not getting much from Clay anywhere else.
Nope.
He's not giving you free throws because he's not driving to the basket, but that's not his game. He is giving you 4.5 rebounds, but he's giving you more turnovers than assists, no steals, no blocks, and just 19.8 points is not really anything to sneeze at. But if you look at his shot attempts, he's missing about 10 shots a game. Seems like he should be averaging a little bit more if he applied himself. And like I said, shooting 44% from three just means that you got to find a way to get open more often than he has been, especially last night, bro. Like only 9 shot attempts. That's not good from Klay Thompson.
No, that's a very bad night for him. I should no. It just it's like you said earlier in the prediction. It's just weird. Let alone seeing them score under 100 points, just like they scored 101 points. Like that's just not normal coming from Golden State. So you just know, and then when you just look deep dive into the stats and rewatch what you've been looking at, it just makes sense what you seeing. Like they're not being Golden State. This is not the Golden State we're not used to. Matter of fact, it is the Golden State what we used to. They just not really making their shots.
Yeah, it's they taking shots that we're used to seeing them take and make. But Klay Thompson, man, like the shot that he took last night before Curry missed those 2 shots that he missed was just like a brutal shot, like a one-legged side
Yeah,
step three in front of a defender who had the hand up and barely hit the rim. It's like I just don't understand
but they did give him to him in a bad spot.
yeah, I just feel like I feel like the Golden State Warriors are not playing like the defending champions. They haven't been playing like the defending champions all season, to be honest, especially on the road. And it's just showing in the playoffs. And this is the worst matchup that they could have gotten in round two was the Los Angeles Lakers. They would have been playing a lot better versus the Memphis Grizzlies, don't you think?
Yeah, because they're going up against like stat wise after the trade deadline. This is the best defensive team in the league.
And the best fourth quarter team in the league. So they don't care if they're down by 10 going into the fourth quarter, if they're down by 5 or whatever, they're gonna do what they have to do to get the wins. And honestly, man, this feels like if LeBron wins this championship, like if the Lakers win this championship, you're not gonna be able to tell LeBron fans nothing about
Nope.
him being the greatest player of all time. You're not gonna be able to tell them nothing. So it's up to Golden State to prevent this from happening, man. I need Klay Thompson and Jordan Poole to show up so that we can stop LeBron fans from having all this ammunition going into the offseason if they mess around and win another championship.
I don't know if they still got to get through a couple of juggernauts. Like they still got a lot of mistakes they got to fill up.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I don't think that they're good enough to beat either Denver or Phoenix to be 100.
Facts.
Those teams just shoot too well from behind the arc. I mean, clearly Golden State is supposed to be shooting well, but they only did so in the first, I believe, 2 games out of the series. The last 2 games they've been struggling
Bro.
shooting from behind the arc, and that really plays into the Lakers' hands. So the Lakers only average at about like they'll make 5 out of 26, 4 out of 20. Like that's how they do on the 3-point side. They're one of the worst 3-point shooting teams in the league. And
Nope.
Golden State hasn't even been able to benefit from those paltry numbers. And part of it, well, most of it is because Jordan Poole coming off the bench and giving you nothing to the point where to the tune of he didn't even see the court in most of the second half yesterday.
I wouldn't have put him out there anyway. Like I said, if he's not making a shot, what is he doing? I mean, yeah, he may play make here and there, but besides that, he's turning the ball over. He's getting blown past, and he just inactive.
Yeah, he is. It's sad to see. We all, I mean, I know I expected him to take not necessarily a leap, but at least be as good as he was last
Yeah,
season.
man, was shooting like 50% last year in the playoffs.
And in the regular season, he did his thing too, but a lot of that had to do with injuries, right? Like
Yeah,
his shine, he played better when he started than when he came off the bench. And maybe that's what's holding him back. The fact that he's relegated to being a bench player. He played much better when Klay Thompson was injured and when Curry goes out. Even during this season, like he would go out and play all right when he's starting for one of those two guys. You think that's
Yeah.
what he's waiting on mentally, at least, to at least get the keys to the car and be the starting point guard for this team, or a starting two guard for this team, whichever situation he finds himself in?
I mean, that's a possible thought that's in his head. I don't know what's going on in his head, but I mean, that could be that could be something. Especially especially when you get that type of money, you're expecting them to have a bigger role. But I don't know if you get majority of the minutes, it shouldn't matter.
That's
And
true.
so, like if you finish in the game, that's all that matter. But you're not even they're not really they reluctant to give you minutes because, like I said, you're not doing nothing. So
Yeah, right now he's averaging for this series 19.6 minutes, and they're basically splitting it between him, DiVincenzo, and Gary Payton II. DiVincenzo is averaging 19.4 minutes, and then Gary Payton II is averaging 14.2 minutes as that third guard off the
mhm.
bench. So, and look at Moses Moody is right up there now in minutes just over the last 4 games. He's at
Yep,
like 18 minutes, and he's been performing.
yep,
He's been shooting really well from three at 46.7%. That's
mhm,
crazy.
yep.
Um,
I mean, that's what we've been asking for. We've been asking for at least him or Kaminga to step up, and one of them is stepping up, and we
no,
like to
wait a
see it.
minute. No, he's shooting that's 46 from the field. He's shooting 66.7% from the three
Mm.
right now. Moses Moody is. So like it almost feels like maybe he needed to be taking them shots that Andrew Wiggins was taking yesterday.
Maybe, and maybe that's something they need to look at.
Real talk, you shooting 70% from three. You need to get a couple more shots up, Moses Moody, for real, for real.
Bro.
Even though Schroeder disrespected him in that blowout game by just waving him, I'm like, go ahead, let him shoot.
Yeah, he
That's
can't
a
keep doing that though.
Oh no, he's a kid, man. He don't know as far as Moody is concerned. He don't know no better. He's just out there
Mhm.
hooping. He only 19, 20 years old. He out there hooping. He gonna mess around and get hot and kill one of these boys.
Bro.
All right, so there you have it, man. We need more from more from Klay Thompson. Even though he's been showing up in spurts, but we need something from Jordan Poole. If Golden State wants to force a game 6, they're gonna need some type of effort from Jordan Poole more than what they've gotten from him in this entire second round series.
Yeah, for real. Like I'm trying to see a game 7, and at this rate, they look like they just finna get y'all up out the way. And like you said, Jordan Poole, you the main one that got to stay. That the main one to be talking. Not crazy, but he's just the main one that's in the limelight. The one that's goofy, the one that's with all the memes, the one with the spotlight on. Like you could arguably make it next to Steph. He's probably the most popular dude on that team right now.
Hmm.
Just in terms of heightened popularity recently, it's probably Poole and Steph in them. So you need to step up. You just got paid. People starting to sour on you. I see social media, so it's time for you to step your game up. You need to show, especially with the performance you had last year, that got you this money. So, and
Real
I'm not
talk.
even trying to be the one to bring up your money, but that's a part of the game.
I mean, you got a situation where Andrew Wiggins, had to deal with some personal life stuff, missed the last third of the season, and came back
You
and
playing way better than what you've been doing.
worked his way back into the starting lineup, worked his way back into playing well, 15 points per game in this series, even though yesterday he needed to hit at least one of them wide open threes in the second half. I mean, like Jesus. But that ain't on him. I mean,
Wide open.
it is on him, but at the end of the day, he's still playing better than Jordan Poole, who's had an entire season to mesh with this squad, even after getting stolen on by Draymond. So it is what it is. But y'all already know how we do over here on the NBA Central, fam. Do not forget to come here tonight, rock with the gang as we broadcast live. You're gonna have C Dub and Bobby, the Cognac Boys. Of course, Steve O speaks and myself. We're gonna be live in the building. Well, not in the building, but live right here for the what is it? The Philly and Boston game.
Philly lost the game six
Yeah.
thirty.
Yes, sir. 6:30 Central. It is going down. Don't forget to follow the other Central family channels. We got Chicago Bulls Central, Chicago Bears Central, Chicago Sky Central, Chicago White Sox, and Chicago Cubs Central, and of course the Cognac Gang Shy Bulls podcast with C Dub and Bobby. We gonna holler at y'all tomorrow, man. Let us know what y'all think about Jordan Poole and Klay Thompson right there in the comments, and we gonna see y'all tomorrow. Peace.
Stop being a huff.
Welcome to the #1 place for your daily basketball news and analysis, NBA Central.